Yeah, I think that sort of idea of when someone's asked you a question, the instinct to give an answer straight away rather than clarify and ask questions back, not to dodge, which sometimes it's what it looks like when it's in text form, but to definitely clarify and ask questions about the view behind the question sometimes can be really powerful and really helpful, and also really humbling because you want to hear the person and what they know before you kind of attack what you think is their view. So all that's really helpful anyway in any form of evangelism, to be prepared with good questions, not necessarily all the answers.
I mean, well, that's a Christ-like approach, isn't it? I mean, Jesus was the master of asking questions for clarification and things like that. So it's got a rich tradition, isn't it?
Yeah,
don't necessarily make the most of that, but it's, like you said, clarifying and asking good questions of someone you're engaging with is just so important. It's so easy to misunderstand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not particularly, you mentioned, Phil, about engaging with people via text, and I do think there's something particularly dehumanizing about engaging with people, or at least our propensity to dehumanize when we engage with people who we disagree with over social media, and the best of us do it, because it is just text, and therefore it's abstract, and we can engage as critically and sometimes as disrespectfully as we want. It's very hard to do that when the person's in the room in front of you and you're talking to them. That's not to sort of discount any of the benefits of social media. I mean, we're on social media now, but it is to say that actually we need to be really careful, because it is so easy to disconnect people from their ideas, and a lot of these ideas come from people's personal experience and the way people have been shaped. And the only way that we're going to discover, the person behind the question, as I think Jesus did so perfectly, is to really begin to get to know them. And the only way you can do that is by asking questions, And so this abstracting sort of how people think from who people are can be quite dangerous, I think, because people are more than just the sum of their ideas, and their ideas are often the flow, the downflow of other particular things that have gone on in their life and their experience. And in that sense, then, even if you answer the question in a perfectly coherent and rational way, you can completely miss the person. And in that sense, like, how well have you served them? But you guys know this.
Yeah, no, it's helpful though. It's good to hear it on the channel, and those listening in can always come back with questions or critique on that format. And I think especially Twitter is profoundly difficult to come across graciously in 240 or 180 characters or whatever it is, and it's just so easy to get caught up in a bit of a storm, and you read anger where there isn't, and or there might be, and you miss it. Either way, it kind of works both ways. And that's kind of a forum for very and we end up with difficult conversations done really badly online, and it no one's ever, I think, been convinced of a different view through a Twitter thread. I could be wrong.
I think sometimes the people don't go there necessarily the primary purpose of learning. It's usually go there as an advocate of something, trying to signal about a particular issue and thing. It's toxic. I stopped engaging on there. I just use it for work stuff. It makes me angry, and I become a horrible person. Like I type stuff out. I'm like, what are you doing? You'd never say that to someone's face. Why are you typing it? Okay, right, I'll delete that. It's very difficult, I think, to have meaningful dialogue in somewhere like Twitter.
Yeah, definitely. And yet I'm on there constantly.
Yeah. One thing I was going to ask.